I would like to tell you a story, to share a story from my chess experience, thanks to reading you guys some of the games of this book. In the beginning I read the chapter about the isolated queen pawn, and then I didn't know opening theory, but I started to play e4 because I thought e4 was a good move, right? And some of the other players played c6, but I didn't want to learn the theory or opening theory, so I did something normal like this, right? d4, d5, and guess what? At this point from this book I had the idea that I wanted the isolated pawn because I saw a lot of games where the side with the isolated pawn won the game. And so I played c takes d5, he returned with that, and guess what I did next? Boom, c4. And that was all about this idea that I wanted to have this isolated pawn because I saw so many games in which the side of the isolated pawn win that it made sense to me, right? Well, this is the funny thing. Tonight, while I was looking for material for a video, I went on this book again because I'm grateful because I made some easy points. And guess what? Here at page 20 there is Grigoric against Elis Cassis, played in Buenos Aires in the 1960s, and is a Caro-Kann defense like I played it. So Grigoric played e4, c6, d4, d5, e takes d5, c takes d5, and the c4. Same thing I played. So that's the funny part, because you see, we all think that we need to learn opening theory, but in reality learning pawn structures is even more powerful, because with a pawn structure you will know what to do. And I tell you, I knew what to do and my opponent didn't, but I didn't study one move about the Caro-Kann, and especially about the Caro-Kann exchange with this c4. So I think it really worked. To study just few games, to show it to you guys, helped me a lot to improve. So I think you will also improve if you watch those videos. So after knight f6, knight c3, e6, knight f3, bishop e7, c takes d5, knight takes d5, and here bishop d3, knight c6, castle, and castle. And here it says, this time we reach our pawn structure from the Caro-Kann pan of attack. Okay, I didn't know it was the pan of attack. Numerous roads lead to the same place. What I knew in my tournament career, I knew the pan of attack was a kind of transposition, maybe into some kind of Queen's Gambit, if I remember well, because I think a similar structure from the Queen's Gambit. Yeah, right. Rook e1 and bishop f6. Here it says, it is not in vain to repeat that in case of 10 knight f6, with the idea of establishing a firm blockade on d5 by a subsequent knight b4, white best reaction is a3 immediately. which prevents the maneuver and at the same time make possible bishop c2 and queen d3. Okay, so in reality black played bishop f6, after which white played bishop e4 and knight c e7. We see now the idea behind the move bishop f6. Black holds firm in the center. Okay, knight e5, probably the most unpleasant for black. Supported by white's d4 pawn, the dominant knight squeezes black, whose further development is rather limited. In such a situation, queen d3, with the threats on the b1, h7 diagonal, as well as a possible knight g4, may be quite annoying for black. How did black continue? It continued with bishop d7. However, it seems the move g6 was proposed by different theoreticians, and maybe it's the best one. Okay, bishop d7, queen d3, g6, bishop h6, bishop g7, bishop takes g7, king takes g7, knight takes d5, and here there is a kind of dubious move, because black played knight takes d5. But however, it seems maybe e takes d5 was better, right? Let's see what happens. Bishop takes d5, e takes d5, and now there is a good move by white. Try to pause the video and see what is this move. Queen b3. This time the isolated pawn was successfully blockaded, but behind it white has obtained active piece place and can force a better game. f6, knight d3, and bishop f5. It seems that bishop c6 doesn't work because knight c5 and wins some material. Why win some material? Because you cannot really defend this, otherwise there is a check here that gives check and take the queen, attack the rook, and blah blah blah. So that's why black played bishop f5, because it keeps it on that diagonal and control probably e6. So that's the reason probably, right? Ellis Cassis obviously was a good player, master level, and for mastering I mean grand master. Okay, so let's see. Queen takes b7, rook f7, queen a6, rook b8, rook e2, bishop takes d3, queen takes d3. And here the author writes, a pawn down, and with his king defense is compromised, black has paid the price for his inadequate treatment of the opening phase, involving an isolated pawn. White now succeeds in demonstrating how difficult it is to defend such position. And now the author doesn't give any more comments. it's just up to the end of the game. So I will go fast through the rest of the game, because my understanding is that at this point white just need to convert the material advantage into a win, and that's what we generally call a question of technique. So queen e5, h3, rook b4, b3, queen b6, attacking twice, rook d1, a5, queen e3, e4, oops, sorry, rook d3, a takes b3, a takes b3, and now there is rook b7, queen e8, rook takes b3, rook takes b3, and the queen takes b3, queen e7, sorry, rook e7 check, and what happened? Yeah, rook takes e7, queen takes e7, king g8, queen takes f6, and now obviously white has a very good advantage. It just needs to convert it into a win. Queen b1, king h2, queen b8, f4, queen e8, queen e5. Obviously he wants to exchange the queens and have a pass pawn, right? Queen f7, g4, h6, f5, g takes f5, g takes f5, king h7, king g3, queen b7, king f4, queen c6, queen e7 check, king h8, king e5, queen c1, f6, queen e3 check, king d6, queen e3, king e6, queen takes h3 check, and now there is king f7 and black resigned, because probably after, let's say that you give a check like this, he plays like this, what do you do? Huh? If you also play this, it doesn't matter, because check, take, escape, oops, and I have another queen. So this is a beautiful game which illustrates the dangers also in the Caro-Kann and with isolated pawn. I hope you enjoyed it, and watch my channel for more. Thank you very much.